Hi everyone and welcome to Club 3 episode 38 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM20 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So we are smack bang in the middle of our big run of hard fixtures. You remember we're facing Tottenham, Liverpool, Leicester, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea all in a row in the second half of this Premier League season. The schedule has been quite unkind for us at this particular point. So we played Tottenham and Liverpool in the last couple of games. Since you and I were together against Everton, I believe it was, where we didn't do very well. We lost and didn't look great. We've turned that around a bit. We played Sheffield United, and in that particular game, we went and gegenpressed them. I wanted to find the positivity and push right on them, and it worked pretty well away from home against Sheffield United. We then went defensive against Tottenham. No, we didn't. We continued the gegenpress against Tottenham. I lied. Sorry about that. Having been successful away from home against Sheffield United with it, we've struggled against London clubs, if you remember, in the Premier League. So I thought, well, we're at home. We've got nothing to lose. Let's gegenpress them. And we did. And we got a 1-1 draw from it. It was not a bad game at all. Not a bad result either, particularly. We then went away from home and reverted back to our defensive structure away from home against Liverpool. It's worked for us against Man City, Man United, Liverpool before in this season. Unfortunately, you can see it was really close, but we did lose 1-0 in the end. But considering they are right at the top of the table, I think that wasn't a bad result, really. And anything we can get against these big guys at this point in the season is a real bonus. So didn't quite work out for us at that point. Today we've got Leicester, and you'd imagine that potentially Leicester would be in and amongst this big group of really big Premier League sides that we're facing, and they're still a good side, of course they are, but they are really struggling this season. If we go in and have a look at the Premier League table, you can see they're sitting right down here in 19th position, and their managerial position has just become vacant. If we go into the staff and the job centre, you can see both Sheffield United and Leicester are currently looking for new managers. I'm not interested in either of those two jobs. I think we can do as well, if not better, with our Derby side at the moment than if we jumped to one of these two sides. So that's the way that looks at the moment. In terms of job security for everything else, you can see we are in the very secure category in terms of our club, which is really pleasing to see, and quite right considering what we're achieving with them so far this season. It's going to be interesting towards the back end of the season whether any of these big clubs come up, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Man United, etc., as to whether they come up at all. Tottenham were on the brink of sacking their manager about a month ago, but he's turned round the form a little bit. You can see that their form has been very good, so that arrested that slide. But that would have been an interesting job. You know, another club that has got really good finances, a really big name club in the Premier League, but probably hasn't won as much as some of the other bigger teams. So that would have been an interesting project, but it didn't come up. Really, what we really want to do is win something with Derby if we can, either an FA Cup or even possibly in the next couple of seasons a Premier League, to then really push us to one of these big powers like Man United, Man City, to get the finances behind us to have an onslaught on the Champions League, possibly. Although at the point of winning the Premier League with Derby, maybe you'd suggest we could do it with them, possibly. It's difficult to know what the route to the end of this series will be, but remember, ultimately the aim is to get to one Champions League final. That's all we get. On that day, the series ends, whether we win or we lose it. So we're just trying to figure out how the best route to get to that is. So things have gone pretty well. The most recent match, obviously, against Liverpool was a loss, and that's disappointing, but not when you look at who they are and where they are in the table, really. And with 9 games for us to go, 8 for a lot of the teams around us, things are still looking really great. Can we sneak into the Euro Cup qualifying? Possibly, but it's going to be quite tricky. We'd need to win today against Leicester and then hope that the likes of Palace still drop a few points here and there, which I'm sure they will, but we've got to continue to win, and we've got some tricky games, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea coming up. So that's going to be difficult, but we'll give it a good go. But even if we finish anywhere in the top half of this Premier League table, that's got to be a step forward for us. So that's really great. So in terms of the team for today, you can see that we've had a few injury issues. It's been quite disruptive over the last couple of weeks. Bazunu, the goalkeeper, is out for a couple more days, but he's been out for a little while. Cooper, the backup left back, is out for another 10 days, so we lack a little bit of balance down that left-hand side in terms of what we can do with that. Martinez is the long-term issue at the moment. Well, long-term, 3 weeks out. So that's unfortunate. Again, means the rotation is less in that attacking midfield role. And then we got Silas and we got Aldrin just coming back from knocks. And both could play a little bit of a part today if we needed them to, but we don't really. So we're going to just let them secure their fitness a little bit before we bring them in. So against Leicester in 19th place, if we go and have a look at the Premier League again and look at the form guide for both, if we go and have a look into Leicester's schedule, then you can see that their form has been shocking. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row they've lost. And so today they're bound to change that, aren't they? and they're bound to beat us, but I hope not. I hope we can pile on the misery. But we are taking a gamble because in this big run of fixtures that we've got against a really hard side, we need to find a moment where we can rest them. And so I've decided to use this particular match in the middle to do that. And so we have completely brought in our rotated 11 other than Target, who's had to play because our backup Cooper isn't available. But everybody else has been rotated today. And so we've got Decker in goal. We've got Matheson at right back, Target at left back, Porters and Burns in central defence, with Ivan, May and Ramsey in central midfield, with Gouvet on the right and Mbenza up on the left, with Monterese up top. And we're going to go and gegenpress the Leicester side, who are a bit vulnerable. We are at home, which is another reason to do that, but we've got to take it to them and see if we can win this particular match and take the points from them. I just thought it was best to rotate the 11 a little bit. We've got half of them out anyway, so it was a good opportunity to bring some of these players in and get them a chance to play, but also rest the others. And I'm fully aware it could come back to bite me, but that's just the choices you make, isn't it? So that's the team for today. You've seen the setup for today in terms of what it will mean for us to get a win, to try and keep on the tails of Crystal Palace in that Euro spot. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So Leicester come with a 4-4-2 against our gegenpressing 4-2-3-1, and we've just told them to go out there and give a positive performance for the fans to cheer for today. So let's see how we get on. The first highlight is ours on the right, far side for a corner kick, but the goalkeeper comes and claims it very comfortably. It was a disappointing corner, really. What are Leicester going to be able to do with the return? We win it in defence, but give it straight back to them, unfortunately. And they do get in on Memphis down that left-hand side and get a good shot at goal, but Decker does well to parry it wide of the goal, and it goes out for a corner kick for Leicester, and it's gone from one end to the other. 2 corner kicks. Are they going to be more successful than we were? We get it again partially cleared, and it comes out to Phillips in that central midfield, and the highlight dies at that point. But you can see that they had an attempt at goal and we didn't really. We didn't have quite the quality on our corner kick to really trouble the Leicester City goalkeeper. And again, we lose it in midfield. Let's see if we can hurry them a bit and harry them, try and win the ball back as high up the pitch as is possible. But we haven't managed it. And again, they're through and we go 1-0 down. And it's Bernardo straight through the centre of our central defence. They opened up for them. He rode a challenge, got into the top of the penalty box and slotted the ball away very calmly. And fairly early on in the game, 8 minutes on the clock, so about 7-8 minutes, he gets a one-on-one opportunity with the goalkeeper and doesn't make a mistake. And we've got it all to do now in this first half. So we are immediately going to go in and ask them to show some passion in terms of a shout. A good attempt off the corner kick there, a header in on goal, but it gets finally cleared by Leicester City. A bit of a scramble, but at least we're putting on a bit of pressure. You can see that we are not quite ahead in terms of shots. Now we are in possession though. That's doing better. And so hopefully with more of the ball as the half progresses, we can find a way to carve out an opportunity. But so far, for our own chances created, it's not been particularly highlight heavy, has it? And again, we're going to go through to half time with a little bit of a dour first half, it looks like. And that's not been good enough at all. You can see they've picked up a few yellow cards, the opposition Leicester. So that's something hopefully that can come to bite them later in the game. But we're going to have to aggressively go in and say, where's your passion? Do you even want to win this? Because it wasn't good enough. And these are games that even the second 11 coming in, they've played a bit together. This is not the first time I've done this. They do play together a bit here and there. But Leicester are on such a down at the moment that surely we've got to find a way to cause them problems. And eventually, off the line, we get that one cleared, but we do get it cleared, and it's up to Monterese. Can he hold on to the ball? He can't. He should have tried to hold on to it rather than get into that shooting opportunity, basically, and lost the ball in defence there. Not good enough from him either. He's been disappointing so far this season, Monterese, whenever given the chance. He hasn't really claimed a spot. And at 66 minutes, you can see we've got some anxiety and we've got very, very low ratings. And I'm very, very cross about how they're performing today. This was a perfect opportunity for them to come in. I'm sure I will get absolute criticism from you guys all the way through the comments if we can't get something from this game, saying I should never have rotated this side as much as I did. I have done it before and it does often work for me. It's something I build up in my squads, is 2 11s, and today I thought was the perfect opportunity. Without a manager and with such a poor run, I thought this was a perfect chance, but it hasn't been working out that way. So what are we going to do about it? Well, we've got some of our big boys on the bench. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take May out and we're going to put Vera on, and we're going to put Loku Doku down the left-hand side instead of Mbenza, and then we're going to put Noel down the right-hand side instead of Gouvet. And it could have been Ida or Vera that I bought on in terms of changing that top man, but what I want is the supply line a little bit better. So we're going to see how that works for a little while before potentially changing it in some way again. But again, it's Leicester City with a cross in. But now we get a chance to break. And Noel, one of the stars of our show this season, on the ball, runs and gets past one of the defenders. But they brought him down. And that's his second yellow card. And Leicester have gone down to 10 men. And we've got 20 minutes left to try and rescue something here. And we've now gone a man up, which is a really positive thing for us to have got out of this game. So we're going very attacking. And just see if we can really push them. And again, in the shout, we're going to say push forward and see what happens on that. A good corner kick comes in for Leicester, but Decker, our goalkeeper, comes out and claims it very nicely. Now, can we do something with it? 78 minutes gone. A good chance for us to counter-attack their corner kick. And Loku Doku out far right-hand side to Noel. Inside to the penalty box, there's a scramble. And what happened there? Oh, our player upended one of their defenders and the free kick goes to them and not us. And again, time is ticking and we are going to lose against Leicester City. And that's really frustrating, potentially. We got 2 minutes left and it's there, Leicester with another opportunity. Can we get one chance in the last minute or so of the game to find a route through? And we can't let the criticism come. Go for it, guys, in the comments below. I thought I was doing the right thing, giving the guys a rest in the middle of this big run, and it's come back to bite us. After the recent Tottenham-Liverpool games where we drew and lost, maybe the momentum of the team wasn't good enough. And we didn't show up. We just didn't perform. So aggressively again, that wasn't good enough, and it's putting nails in some of these guys' coffins for future game time. Because I can't rely on them as much as I would like to in this circumstance. Our team should have been good enough to get something from them, and then Leicester have jumped up a couple of places for it. We still sit in 8th place. I'm okay with anywhere in the top 10, so it's not like it's a make or break for our season by any stretch. Wherever we finish now, it's going to have been a brilliant season. Another reason why I felt freed to do what I did today. But yeah, bit disappointing really. Let's see what happened here. So Leicester come out of the drop, and as I was saying, Monterese vows to end his goal drought. He's been going for absolutely ages and it can't find the net. And for somebody who's got 16 in finishing, 16 in composure, 17 in long shots, good determination, good decisions, good flair, it's just not happening for him, and it's really disappointing. I thought we had a real diamond here from Inter Milan that maybe we could buy at the end of the season and push us forward, but he just hasn't done it. He's had 8 starts, 17 subs, and only scored twice in his entire season. So not good enough from him, but that's the story of our strikers a little bit. It's a big problem in terms of scoring the goals. Anyway, There you go. It was a really disappointing run performance from us in the terms of how Leicester were able to take the points from us. We are smack bang in this difficult run of matches. We're going to come back and we're going to play the Bournemouth match at home just after this run finishes, and I'll catch you up with how that last couple of games went in the run. And then we're going to finish with Bournemouth and then Burnley in the following episode for this particular season. And then we'll evaluate where we are for next season and look forward to that. So that's where we're heading. But this little mini run of games, other than the Sheffield United, is a little bit disappointing, isn't it? And we're just dropping off. But I suspect that was always going to happen at this point in the season. This big run of fixtures was always going to be problematic. And just coming towards the end of a long season with this Derby County side who are punching way above their weight was always going to dip a little bit maybe. So anyway, we sit in 8th. That's okay by me for now. I understand that it didn't go particularly well today. I'll take it on the chin, move forward. Got a couple of tough games next. Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea. Come back next episode and see how we got on with them. Until then, though, thanks for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't and join my United City community. If you haven't pressed that like button, please do that. Helps me get seen by loads of other people the more you click that like button. So if you could do that, that would be great. Till next time, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.